and gentlemen, that is the sound of the silent majority, silent no longer. In this video, we're going to take a look at the massive wave of protest and backlash against Biden and his vax mandates. We're going to see how the polls are reflecting the sentiment that we're hearing across the nation. And stick with me to the very end of this video where I'll reveal the real significance of this growing wave of resistance against Biden and the political class. You're not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you. Great to be with you. As always, I am your daily fake news antidote, as each and every day I provide patriotic analysis to help you think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe. But before we dive in here, gang, we have an amazing deal for you from our good friends over at Virtual Shield. Virtual Shield is the leader in VPNs, or virtual private networks, on your desktop, tablet, or mobile device, which protects you while browsing the internet. And if you click on that link below right now, they're offering you a 50% off the regular price. That's right, half off. So do not wait. Make September the month you take the plunge and begin protecting yourself. Click on the link in the description below and sign up for a risk-free 30-day trial to Virtual Shield VPN today. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. My, oh my, what a start to the week if you're Joe Biden. Well, frankly, for all of us who are opposed to this walking disaster. As of this weekend, it's becoming increasingly clear to more and more pundits that Joe Biden's world is truly collapsing. It's imploding. It is in a free fall. Choose your metaphor, but whatever it is, it ought to invoke visions of the Hindenburg. And nowhere are we seeing Biden being more humiliated than the rising up of college football fans all across the nation in a chant that's now becoming more and more popular as each and every day passes. Take a look at this.
Fuck Joe Biden! 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 Fuck Joe Biden!
That's all for the win.
Joe Biden! Fuck 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 Joe Biden! Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden!
Now, please forgive the F-bombs there, but there's just no way of sanitizing this massive, utterly incredibly massive backlash against bumbling Biden. And speaking of sanitizing, if Biden thought he could find any respite hidden away in the state of Idaho, boy, was he in for a rude awakening. Take a look at this. These are patriots lined up all around the city of Boise, ready to greet Biden as he comes in for a very, very brief visit. Well, frankly, after seeing this, I can only imagine that it'll be even more brief than was scheduled. Take a listen to how the local news affiliates are reporting on this. You're going to get an absolute kick out of it. Take a look.
Take note of the shot behind me. I can't show you too much because a lot of the flags have a lot of four-letter words on there, and so this wouldn't be appropriate for kids watching at home, but there is a lot of people out here. We're out here talking to them, hearing their opinions, saying why they want to be out here, and they say that Joe Biden is not welcome here in Idaho. That is the universal tone here along these streets in front of NIFC. Now, we do know that Joe Biden will be flying into Gowan Field later on and going straight into NIFC. So definitely a lot of opposers of him out here, a lot of Trump supporters here playing music, yelling chants. gathering, talking, collaborating, networking, just hanging out along these streets. A lot of American flags, a lot of Trump 2024 flags, a lot of Trump 20s flags, just a lot of that in the atmosphere. Like I said, unfortunately, we cannot show you exactly because of the four-letter words that are surrounding us right now. But as you can see, there is signs right here. There's an Idaho flag. There's a sign that says "Blood on your hands," something that is dishonoring him, blaming him for the 13 Americans who were recently killed in Afghanistan. So that's kind of the tone right now. We'll definitely be out here all day keeping you updated right here outside with the protests and then over there on the tarmac. Back to you, Denny.
I'd love to show you the flags, but you know, we all know what they're saying, don't we? And it just keeps getting worse and worse for Biden. He actually got trolled over the weekend by a bunch of Trump supporting kids. I kid you not. He can't go anywhere without getting mocked and jeered and ridiculed. Look at this. This is at a stop in Pennsylvania, and he's getting completely trolled by these kids wearing Trump hats and MAGA shirts. I mean, this is beyond hilarious. And again, it's like Weekend at Bernie's. He's just standing there with that plastic smile. He's getting mocked and jeered by these amazing kids. And speaking of getting mocked and jeered, you will definitely want to check out my latest video I just uploaded that shows video Biden getting mercilessly heckled at a 9/11 ceremony. I'll link it down below for you in the pinned comments section so that you can see it after the video, mercilessly, I guess. But again, this massive backlash that Biden is being treated to firsthand, this is all reflective of the polls now that have been coming out over the last day or so. The polls are indeed coming out, and they are utterly brutal. The latest Trafalgar poll shows voters' opinions of Biden's ridiculous vax mandates, which he announced last week. The results, gang, they're just devastating. Nearly 60% of those surveyed, 58.6%, said they oppose such mandates. 60% of voters said they believe Biden has no constitutional authority to mandate what he did last week. And that, my friends, is a polling disaster. The rise in opposition towards his vax mandate mess is, of course, accompanying his imploding approval ratings, which continue to fall as we speak, even as outlets like CNN are doing everything they can to keep Weekend at Bernie Biden propped up. But what's happening here with the F Joe Biden chant goes way beyond the fake news media's ability to control and manufacture popular opinion. Remember, what we have to understand is going on here if we really want to understand the significance of this massive backlash that we're seeing, this unbelievably, or shall we say, colorful backlash. We have to understand the media's role as agenda setters in our nation. It's actually a role they tend to exercise in Western countries as a whole, but particularly here in the United States. Scholars have long focused on the media's capacity to shape public opinion in such a way that actually controls the political agenda. It's called technically agenda setting theory, okay? And agenda setting theory is a field of study that explores the influence of the media on setting the political agenda and prioritizing political causes and policies. So it's long been recognized that what the mainstream media focuses on or what current events get attention is a major driver of what counts as a viable political agenda, which of course is always radical left. And they achieve this agenda setting through a technique known as framing. And framing involves the kinds of narratives that the media concocts and fabricates to interpret the so-called facts that they put forward in their so-called news reporting. And one of their favorite frames, as I'm sure you know, one of their favorite frames is fanning the flames of resentment, where they consistently scapegoat and demonize one group in our nation so as to inflame the resentment of voters who will always be taught by the media that such resentment can be satisfied, it can be alleviated by voting for the Democrats. And so the media, of course, has scapegoated Trump supporters now for years. They're calling them deplorables, insurrectionists, Neanderthals. One not on MSNBC called them bioterrorists. And here's the problem. How do you effectively deploy resentment politics against an entire stadium telling Biden to F off? What do you do when the masses actually come together and unanimously denounce the rot and filth that the permanent political class represents in and through the utter incompetence and incoherence of Biden? What do you do then? How do you scapegoat the not-so-silent majority in a way that wins elections? You see, what I think we're seeing, and of course hearing, all across the nation, are the sounds of the silent majority who are silent no longer. Let me say that again because I think it's absolutely essential here. We are hearing the sounds of the silent majority, silent no longer. The people are indeed beginning to coalesce in coalition in a massive backlash against the permanent political class in such a way that the mainstream media, the communication wing of the permanent political class, simply can't control anymore. This is one of the reasons why their trustworthiness has literally imploded right before our very eyes. The silent majority is silent no more. It appears to have taken horrifically tyrannical measures by the federal government to finally wake them up. But awake they are. They have awakened to the wokeness. And the chants telling Biden what he can do with his vax mandates are only getting louder by the day. Now, before you go, you will definitely want to check out my latest video I just uploaded on CNN admitting that Donald Trump is indeed running a shadow presidency. You're going to find this absolutely fascinating. So make sure to click on the link and I'll see you over there. God bless. Weekend at Bernie Biden's.